For the longest time, the biggest question about John Cena's farewell tour was who was going to be that final opponent. Who was going to be the superstar that stood across the ring from John Cena and faced off against him for the final match of his entire life and career? It's a pretty big deal, and that's why it's been something fans have been talking about it all year long throughout the tour. The topic was popular because fans were wondering if WWE was going to get it right and send him off the right way in that final match, or will they fumble it? Well, it's surely up for debate, but fans feel like half of John Cena's final year in the ring was already fumbled with his failed heel run. They put all their cards into this big shocking heel turn moment for John Cena, but it ultimately led nowhere and did waste nearly 5 months of his farewell tour. And then they just turned him back and acted like the heel turn never happened. So some of the execution there with how badly the heel run was handled does make fans worry about how well the execution will be for John Cena's final match and final program. Everyone is hoping they pull it together there and actually have a full locked-in idea of what they want to do. Several months back, it was reported that Gunther was reportedly in line to serve as John Cena's final opponent. Some fans liked that idea, other fans were a bit mixed on it. But a new idea and theory was recently formed by Nick Nemeth and Jonathan Coachman that a majority of fans actually did seem to like. Their idea for John Cena's final match was for it to be a gauntlet match featuring several of his greatest rivals, and maybe even some new faces. Now this is an interesting concept because it presents a lot of great opportunities for some serious storylines and narratives to come back into play. John Cena has been very vocal that he doesn't want to select his final opponent, and wants to leave it in WWE's hands. So maybe that's exactly what happens. As December 13th, the date of John Cena's final match, starts inching closer and closer, maybe John Cena throws his hands up and tells Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce that he'll face whoever they decide. But there's a problem here. Nick and Adam receive a call from the TKO board of directors, and they inform the general manager characters that control of John Cena's final match is no longer in their hands. It's now being controlled by the board of directors. No reveal at that point other than the fact that the handling of John Cena's final match was now being ran by the board, and how Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce were stripped of their power for when it comes to any booking power over John Cena's final match. Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce passed the news over to John Cena that they no longer have any information about his final match, since the matter was removed from their grasp. The only thing they were told was that it'll be a gauntlet match. The general managers don't have any information about who the participants in the match will be. Their only job was to let John Cena know that it'll be a gauntlet match. So now John Cena heads into this match pretty much blindfolded. It's advertised as a gauntlet match. That's what John Cena's final match is looking to be. But the big mystery here is the fact that no one knows who's in the match, and no one knows who put this all together in the first place. John Cena just goes into it ready for anything. He's just showing up to work as usual, like any other day, but he has no idea what he's actually in for here with this matchup. And this will be the part where the participants start coming out. You can plug anyone you really want into the first few gauntlet spots, but let's go with a mix of classic rivals and new faces for John Cena. The first participant could be someone like Braun Breaker. That's a brand new face for John Cena to go up against. A lot of fans wanted to see Breaker versus Cena all year long, so Braun being the first participant gives us a glimmer of seeing what that matchup looks like. Braun Breaker coming out first is the real trendsetter for this match, a sign that this will not be an easy challenge at all. Braun leaves an impact on John Cena, but somehow Cena is able to survive and outlast him, leading to the second opponent making their way to the ring, which could be Randy Orton. A lot of fans say that Orton and Cena's feud in 2025 felt a bit rushed, so here's a little moment for John Cena and Randy Orton to square off for one last time, with the both of them being at their best as baby faces. No cheating, no schemes, just the two all-time greats going at it. But same result, John Cena is able to defeat Randy Orton cleanly. The third participant is then revealed to be CM Punk, someone who still has a score to settle with John Cena since their last match featured a lot of interference. After CM Punk is eliminated, Gunther would be the next participant. The longtime rumored opponent for John Cena's last match actually comes true, and Gunther steps into the ring here with John Cena. John Cena is finally slowing down and feeling the effects of the long gauntlet match. He's taken on beatdowns from 4 top stars at this point, so he's really breaking down. Gunther really lays the pain down on John Cena, but in heroic fashion, Cena overcomes Gunther but is absolutely exhausted, destroyed, and can't even stand, which leads to the next and actual final opponent being revealed, and it's The Rock. The roof blows off the arena. Maybe it was one of those instances where the surprise was kept secret and no one was really truly expecting to see The Rock show up for John Cena's final match. But by The Rock coming out and making his entrance, This would also confirm that The Rock was in fact the individual that was pulling all the strings behind the scenes to make this brutal match happen to John Cena. The Rock perfectly lined up this batch of big opponents for John Cena, hoping that one of the bunch would be able to take him out and embarrass Cena during his final match. But when everyone he sent out there fails to take Cena down, the final boss has no other choice but to literally be the final boss of John Cena's entire career. This is what it comes down to. John Cena versus The Rock one last time, in technically their third singles match against each other. John Cena and The Rock are tied up at 1 win apiece in head-to-head action. So the circumstances may be rough, but technically this would be the tiebreaker here. So The Rock is marching down to the ring, fully rested and healthy, while Cena is the exact opposite. John Cena can't even stand due to the brutality of what he's been through all night. The Rock gets in there and demands for the referee to ring the bell and start the match between Cena and himself. And The Rock, being the heel authority figure that he is, maybe he makes it a no disqualification match, and he has his belt with him ready to literally whip John Cena. And why is The Rock so aggressive and angry towards John Cena? The answer is quite simple. John Cena threw The Rock and Travis Scott under the bus the night before SummerSlam and abandoned the heel turn that The Rock set in motion for him. So The Rock is absolutely enraged with John Cena for throwing dirt on his name and just quickly turning babyface like that, going against their big initial plan. So that's the main driving force and motive for this entire slaughtering that he set in motion for John Cena's final match. And here's where you can take one of two different paths for the finish. You either get the good ending or the bad ending. Exploring the bad ending, it would feature The Rock getting revenge on John Cena for abandoning the heel run and sending Cena off to walk into the sunset as a big loser and picking up that win over him. Or exploring the good ending, remember that if The Rock did make it a no disqualification match, that opens up the door for a lot of legal match interference. Maybe Cody Rhodes runs in to make the save for John Cena and confront The Rock. Due to Cody's involvement, John Cena is able to secure a pinfall victory over The Rock. And a finish like that would be very nice because it redeems themselves for the mess that was John Cena's heel turn moment. After months of the story going nowhere, The Rock finally returns to acknowledge the events of Elimination Chamber and properly wrap up that narrative with John Cena. And with this specific finish, it looks like you would be back to setting up Cody Rhodes versus The Rock as well. Cody interfered and was the reason why this ultimate plan backfired on The Rock. I have to assume that The Rock would now set his crosshairs on Cody Rhodes, since John Cena is now out of the picture, therefore planting the seeds for Cody Rhodes versus The Rock for the WWE title, if Cody is still champion. And after seeing what The Rock set in motion here for John Cena to go through, that's a matchup that Cody should be terrified for.
But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.